there's this belief that if you live in a gang area, you're forced into it. Where a lot of times it's a decision that young kids make.
I think it's a balance. It's no one answer for that. You know, everybody is different. Just like, so when you get different individuals, you got different communities as well, because those individuals make up the community. So in some cases, you might have grown up with nothing but your father was gang banging, your brothers was gang banging, your mama was gang banging. Yeah, you have a makeup. Your makeup is different. And we can't count that against you. We just have to figure out how do we adjust. Everybody's like, yo, what's Compton? You know, and they expect to see a certain thing, and you're not gonna get that. I got a lot of homies that come from out of town. They come from different neighborhoods, different ghettos, and they might come to Compton and be like, it's the suburb. And by all definition, it is a suburb, you know? Again, we got our own water wells. We have our own school system, school district. We have a court system. We have a city hall. We got, airport. We got railroad tracks. We're in the center of everything. Like Compton, by all definition, is a suburb. So all these stereotypes that we put out here, man, is damaging to the community. And sometimes we don't know who we are. So when we hear all these stereotypes, we invite them and we try to become these stereotypes. And it changes how people look at us, and sometimes it changes how we look at ourselves. So my message has been like, yo, we got so much more to offer. We're bigger than just basketball and rapping. Like, it's way more than we have to offer. In the city, we have producers, we got actors, we have actresses, comedians, you know, all these different aspects of, you know, sports figures, all these different people that come from Compton. And I just want to get away from a lot of the stereotypes.
Well, how do you feel about, historically, one of the things that kind of put Compton on the map was NWA back in 1987, 88. And that kind of led to the reputation that we're talking about today to a certain degree, right?
Mm-hmm. So the reason why I started Hub Radio is because when I did my traveling and they told me, you know, I didn't look like, walk like, talk like, dress like I was from Compton, I wanted to start a media company that can kind of like tell its own story, because there wasn't Compton stories being told from Compton. So going back to what you said, like, you know, NWA being out here and they setting the standard for what everything was. Well, then that's really media driving that vehicle, just no different than it's driving that same vehicle now. Truth of the matter is, Compton was big and major before NWA. It's just what you wanted to be known for. Did you want it to be known to have the first African American mayor on this side of Mississippi? Do you want it to be known for having the first African American police chief? Do you want it to be known for the only place that black people can go to, you know, during the Jim Crow era to have refuge? You want it to be known for having, the best agriculture this side of the West Coast? You know, you don't want it to be known for these things. You want it to be known for total destruction. And I think there's a method to that madness. It's a reason for that. So, yes, NWA for now, in this modern day time, has set the standard for what Compton is, or the stereotypes that are there. But it's even deeper than that, because again, it's media. A lot of people don't even want to bring their cameras to Compton if they're not going to catch something gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to hear about some of the things that we actually do, the positive things. We get media coverage for the shootings, the killings, and different things like that. Ain't nobody talking about the kids that's flying airplanes at the Compton airport at the age of 16. That's dope. Nobody wants to talk about that. That's not newsworthy. It's just so many different things that's going on in the city that we don't pay attention to because it doesn't fit a stereotype.
Well, let's talk a little bit about those things you briefly mentioned. The first mayor, some say he's the first black mayor of a California city. You said west of the Mississippi, but we're talking about Douglas Dollarhide.
Yes, sir.
No one really wants to know about Douglas Dollarhide. Yeah. I don't think his name is uttered as many times as NWA is uttered.
Right,
every day.
Of course not.
Just briefly tell us who Douglas Dollarhide is.
Douglas Dollarhide was the first black mayor. Again, this side of Mississippi. He was a son of a slave, so he was half black, half white. He didn't he had there was no expectations for a actual mayor to be a black person to be a mayor of a city, a major municipality. And when he did it, it was shocking. News reporters even asked him, how do you think that Negroes can govern themselves, or something like that?
Yeah, I remember seeing the clip. They said, he was asked, can blacks govern themselves?
Yeah, can blacks govern themselves?
And you remember the look he gave?
Right, his look was like, and I felt that though. It was like, how you gonna ask if we can govern ourselves? Like, what makes us? And so, just knowing that. There's another guy by the name of Maxie Filer. They called him Mr. Compton. Dude is in the World Guinness Book of Records for taking the bar exam like 72 times. And not that he couldn't pass it, but he was blackballed because of his association with the Black Panther Party and his activism in the black community. They actually raised 3 lawyers. One of them is the judge of the city right now, Judge Kelvin Fowler, right now. So these are the things that we don't talk about, that could be talked about and highlighted more. So yeah, Douglas Tyler High was the first black mayor on the side. And
then you mentioned Judge Filer, who I don't think anyone really knows about, but all his kids are successful professionals, right?
All of them. They all lawyers and judges, and you like, dang, like, I seem like every post, every other month, his post is congratulating somebody in his family for passing the bar, for starting this firm, or, and it's pretty dope. I actually looked him up, and there was a TV show called Sparks and Sparks, and it was about his family. Specifically about his family, and it was the people that played in it was Robin Givens, James Avery, Miguel Nunez, Terrence Howard, and there's a couple other people in there too, but like it was about his family, and it was about all the lawyers and all and the cases that they were dealing with in Compton. These are the things that we should be talking about. These are the things that we should highlight. I think these are the things that would influence kids to be more than just gangster rappers.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.